Welcome back, duelists, and it's time for the King's Court. Today we're going to be going over a updated deck profile, I know, finally, of Earth Machine. Or Toolbox, what do you want to call it? So recently I've started getting back and playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Tournaments, and I played this the past couple weeks, so... also this week was our first OTS tournament for our shop. Our shop barely became an OTS shop, so, for some reason. So, didn't do the greatest with it. I'll talk more about that later, but honestly... this deck is still so fun to play. It's a combo deck. It can have those long turns that people complain about, but honestly, at least it doesn't end like 4 or 5 negates. You're actually ending mainly on maybe 1 negate in Regulus and a unstoppable and a big booty in Superdora. But other than that, really the deck isn't impressive as much as people think it is, but I can understand why people think it is. So other than that, we'll get into it. Make sure, of course, to like, comment, subscribe. Please, guys, we're almost at 200. Let's get it going there, buddies. Come on, guys. And then, also, make sure to follow our social media. Link will be down below in the description box. And, of course, I guess question of the day. We're thinking about bringing One Piece to the channel. As TCG, there is a 1 box opening, or at least a starter deck opening on our channel. Way back there. Way back over there. Like, that way. If you're watching the video while looking through our channel, it's either that way or down here. Whichever way you want to go. Peace. So, yeah, let us know if you're interested in seeing that. We're always interested in getting some more content on the channel. So, I'll go over main. I guess I should also include... I'm so unprofessional today. I guess I should also include the side deck and everything. So we'll go main, extra, and side, and then I'll discuss matchups. And then, of course, overall how I feel with the deck. So with that in mind, let's get into it, shall we? So we'll start off in each engine. So we're going to start off with first, I believe, one of the better normal summons in the deck, which is 3 copies of Machina Gear Frame. Old school card. So on normal summon, he's not once per turn. So, but if you can't, but you have the normal summon once per turn. So unless you get another normal summon, yeah. He searches for 1 Machina monster, adds to the hand, and then you can equip him. So once per turn, you can equip him, or not once per turn, you can equip him to another machine monster you control. And then if that monster is destroyed, he's destroyed instead. And once per turn, if he's an equip card, or not once per turn, I can say once per turn, but basically if he's an equip, he's supposed to summon himself out. Yeah, he's really good. 1800 attack points on a level 4 is not bad. Not good by now today's standard, but still not bad. And 0 defense. Back in the day, I loved playing this in gadgets and using Mass Chameleon to bring it back for quick either rank 4 or synchro plays. So yeah. 3 of my boy Gear Frame. The boy, the man, the myth, the legend. His partner in crime is Machina Unclass Spare, which I believe that's Machina Sniper, just edgy. So if this card's added, and it's a new level 4. So if it's added to your hand except by drawing it, you can special summon it out. So obviously the play is normal summon Gear Frame, special summon this out. And when it's normal special summon, you send a Machina monster from deck to grave. And yeah, except himself. You only use each effect once per turn. Note, you cannot use, if he's destroyed, you can get Citadel back, which I will explain. But yeah. It's a quick rank 4 or a quick link play. So these two make up a very good engine. Entertaining. For our big boys of the Machina engine, we are playing 1 copy of Fortress, the OG. 1 copy of Citadel, the new hotness. And then 1 copy of Ruin Force. So Fortress is the OG. Everyone knows how good Fortress is, how good it always has been. It's been a good card. It's a great card. Does not start a chain on special summon. So if you discard itself in anything, you have to discard itself. You discard a machine's equaling level 8 to summon it out from either the graveyard or just summon from the graveyard. This can include itself. So you can discard itself and say level 2, you meet the requirements. You can revive it. If it's destroyed by battle, by a battle, you target 1 card your opponent controls, pop it. If it's targeted by opponent's monster effect, you rip a card out of their hand. Citadel. If a monster is destroyed, if a Earth Machine monster is destroyed by battle, or destroyed, you can put summon this card from your graveyard. And then once per turn, if you can destroy any machine monster on your field, one Earth Machine monster you control. And basically, Raigeki your opponent's field for attack less than or equal to the monster. So if you target this, you pop for 3,000. And again, if Earth Machine monster destroyed except himself, he can summon himself from the graveyard. And then one Machina Ruin Force, like I mentioned. Great card, you banish it up to level 12. I believe on the machine's level 12. Yeah. So you can summon himself by banishing machines whose level equal 12 or more. When your opponent activates something in the battle phase, you can pay half your life points to negate it, and then negate your opponent's and half your opponent's life points. And then if he's destroyed, by battle card, you can special summon up to 3 of your banished Machina monsters whose level equal 12 or less. So if you banish, like say, 2 gear frames and unclass Prey, bring them all back. Note, because the way this works is that if your opponent if you get this on the field and your opponent goes battle phase, end of battle phase, activate this, and evenly matched, you can negate because you are still in the end of battle phase, so you are still in the battle phase. So, pretty good. And again, 4,600 is pretty good, especially considering a few cards we play later in the main deck. Next is our Infinitrack engine, which I like to call... The reason why this deck was expensive was because all these guys were expensive. So for our engine, we play 3 copies of Infinitrack Harvester, 1 copy of Brutal Dozer, 2 copies of Trencher, and then 1 copy of Tunneler. So, what does Harvester do? Harvester on normal or special will search for an Infinitrack monster, and then once per turn you can target 1 monster you control, 1 Earth Machine, and they become levels of their sum of their levels. So if you target level 8, level 2, you target him at level 2, they build to become level 10. Gustav, 10 and 2, 12, Zeus, you get the point. Brutal Dozer can summon an Infinitrack from the deck, except himself. His effects are negated, and you are locked into Earth Machines if you use his effect. Trencher, okay, so all level 5s also have the effect, you can tribute a Earth Machine to special summon it out. And you can banish Trencher to bring back an Infinitrack, and you can banish Tunneler to shuffle 5 Earth Machines from your graveyard to your deck, draw 2. You can shuffle back your extra deck, so 3 advantage. You get that out card and you get it going. 2 Therion King Regulus. Very good card. So you target Earth Machine, machine monster in your graveyard or a Therion. Usually it's a machine. Tell somebody to equip that card, and then you can send himself or a Therion in your hand to the grave to negate it when your opponent activates a card. It does not negate its story, just negates. Sorry if I spoke a little quickly right there. I'm going to repeat myself. So basically, either you negate something once per turn by sending himself or a Therion in the hand to the grave, or, and of course, you spell someone by targeting a machine. Now, the funny thing is, you can target Gear Frame. So if you go activate some equip Gear Frame, you can use Gear Frame's effect to special summon it out because Gear Frame just has to be equipped. It does not say it has to be equipped by its own effect. It's come out. So Therion King Regulus is basically a combo extender early, and you can get him out, in most cases, by your 5th summon. So your opponent can't Nibiru you. The Brick, the Garnet. Hate drawing this card. Love when it goes off, but hate drawing this card. You add it to hand, except by drawing. You can earn Earth Machine monster whose attack or defense is 500. That's it. It's really good, but you will hate drawing this card like I do. I wish it was 500 or less. That would be great. 1 Jizukiri, the Star Destroying Kaiju. We do main deck a Kaiju in this deck. I feel it's the important thing to do is to main deck at least 1, so we can outside in cards. One Super Express Bullet Train, and then 1 Heavy Freight Crane, Dray Crane. So if all your monsters are Earth Machine, you can spell summon him for free. And then if it's sent to graveyard, you add... So basically, you can't attack with this thing unless you declare send 2 other cards to your field to graveyard. You're never using that effect. It's never attacking. And if it does, its effects gain negated, so it's not like it matters. If you want to use, if you get it out and its effects are negated, you don't got to. And then during the end phase, if it's in the graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add one machine monster back to your hand from your graveyard. Dairy Crane, if you special summon, if you normal summon a machine monster, it will special summon itself out. Then you can lower half its attack points. And then if it is detached and sent to the detached from its machine monster, a Xyz monster from the graveyard, you can pop a card. So this actually gets really good with a few of Xyz monsters we do play. So yeah. And then finally, because we need to, 3 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring. We do need to play a couple hand traps, and this is the one we chose to play. Droll could be good too. If you have Droll, I would maybe play that over this, but this worked fine. Alright, now we're into spells. So we're going to go off with our first set of spells, which are 3 copies of Machina Redeployment. One of the better cards to go off of, but I'll say this right now. You don't want to use this first in a lot of cases. Oh, so yes and no, so I'll explain it. So, actually one of the following effects. You can discard a card, add 2 Machina monsters with different names to your hand, or, if you discard a Machina card, add 2 Machina cards with different names from your deck to your hand, except the self. So, if you open up, say, Fortress, Citadel, or Ruin Force, you can, in this, you can discard them, one of them, add Gear Frame and Overdrive. That way you get the trapper you want, and you get the other card in the graveyard, which is fine. And again, Gear Frame is like a combo starter. Next, we play 3 copies of Heavy Forward. So when this card is activated, you add 1 Infinitrack monster to your hand, and then once per turn you can target a Machina Xyz monster you control. Activate one of the following effects. You can change its battle position, really never comes up, or you can attach this card as a material. This is really good. Like this effect, pretty darn good. Letting you get materials. This actually lets you get like a 4 or 5 material Zeus really easily. Three copies of Urgent Schedule. So you can only activate this card if your opponent controls more monsters than you do. Special summon 1 level 5 or higher machine and 1 level 5 or lower machine with different names. Their effects are negated in defense position, and the effects are negated, and you cannot attack with monsters except machine monsters for this turn. Fine. So it's a good comeback card. It's a good also going second card. Your opponent might bait Ash this. And then if it's set, you add a level 10. If it's destroyed and set. That rarely ever comes up. Because we like to go second sometimes, if most times we play 3 copies of two copies of Triple Tactics talents. I don't think I need to explain talents. If you played Yu-Gi-Oh long enough, you know what this card does. So yeah, not gonna explain the card. It's really good though. Just gave us the ability to do a lot of actions. 1 call by so we can get rid of Ash, and then 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. This helps also get rid of a lot of this gets rid of Ash, Droll, a lot of the other girls. This also can go if your opponent wants to say go. I'll explain it. So a little interaction. Your opponent uses Hydrant. You use Imperm. They chain the effect of Rescue Ace card to tribute it. You can chain this banish to Hydrant, so they don't get their Hydrant back, and the Hydrant's effect is negated. So pretty fun. You just did waste an Imperm, so kinda interesting. Then 3 copies of Infinite Impermanence. We need hand traps. One copy of Machina Overdrive. You activate this. Target 1 machine monster you control. So summon 1 Machina monster from your deck with a different name or hand or deck, whatever name, and destroy the other one. And then you can banish this card when it's sent to the graveyard. Well, it's in your graveyard except the turn it was sent there. You can banish this card and return 3 Earth Machines to the deck that are either banished or in your graveyard and draw 1. Yeah, we recycle. Our grind game is kind of insane. Alrighty, and I bet you're wondering, well, how can we do so good going first sometimes? Well, we have to draw the good card. And now I bet you're wondering, what is this good card? Is it like insane? Yes, because it is 3 copies of Skill Drain. I am, how you say, kind of an asshole. Pardon my language, but 3 of these basically shuts off a lot of decks. And you're basically telling your opponent, okay, I'm sitting on like 3K, 4K beat sticks. You have no effects. Regular sense for cost. So it will raise off a field. So you tell me how you're winning that game, and it's very hard for a lot of decks to come back when they're dealing with a skill drain. And because, say, for example, like Citadel and Reinforcement can be brought back from graveyard, they're fine. And if you want your effects to go off, if you have a certain monster in the graveyard, you can get your effects back. That is the main deck. Let's go to the extra deck, shall we? So we're gonna start with one of the most important monsters, and we play 3 of it. Get over here. Three copies of Infinitrack Goliath. It just requires 1 non-link Infinitrack monster. And if it's sent to graveyard, while you control an Xyz monster, you can target it, attach this card as a material. And while this card has Machine, it gains the effect it cannot be destroyed by card effects. If you played against Kashtira, you know how annoying it was that they would banish this card and then plop it underneath a Rise Heart, so that way it cannot be destroyed by card effects, which means you had to try to run over a Rise Heart, and we all know how that went. For our good Link 2s, and I say good, but you can cut some if you want. Okay. So we play 1 copy of Platinum Gadget. This is for when your gear frame and unclass pair. So it requires 2 machine monsters to make, and you cannot be used for links materials as the turn you link summon it, but it's okay, we can get around that. You pass on 1 level 4 lower machine monster from your hand to what card this points to. And then if you destroy, you summon a level 4 lower gadget. But you don't care about its destruction. So if you open up, say, Gear Frame and what's his name? Harvester, you go Gear Frame into unclass pair, send Ruin Force, go into this, bring out right here, bring a Harvester Surge. That's your combo. Sorry for the heavy breathing. Clade 4 Genius, you really never go into this, but if you have this on 1 monster, so that's like your only monster you make. You make this, and you can go Urgent Schedule. You bring out 2, and then you use this effect to search for another one. So you can search for a level 10 machine, so it's really cool. And then you can target 1 phase of card in each player's field and negate their effects. You search for level 5 or higher machine. So yeah, it's not bad, but I rarely go into it. 1 Ancient Gear Ballista, 2 Earth Machine monsters. If it's link summoned, add an Ancient Gear monster from your deck to your hand. We add the Garnet. And then you can target a spell trap you control and 1 monster your opponent controls. Destroy your card, and then if you do, change the monster's attack and defense to 0. And then finally, our last link that we play is 1 double-headed Anger Knuckle. Really good. Cannot be used for link material. It requires 2 machine monsters, but you only use one of the following effects once per turn. During the main phase, you can send 1 monster from your hand or field to the graveyard, then target 1 level 10 Earth Machine monster in your graveyard, special or level 10 monster machine. Draw summon to your defense machine with negating its effects. And then if it's in your graveyard, you can send 1 card from your field to graveyard, special summon this card. So, remember how I said if we have this on the field and this is in the graveyard? Yeah, so if we want to turn our effects back on, we can activate the effect in the graveyard, send our skill drain, bring it back. We want our effects on board. That's all for the links. Let's go for the last part of the extra deck, which is Xyz. So we play 1 copy of Gigant X. Old school card. But if you have 2 level 4 machine monsters, you detach a material, you search for any level 4 level machine monster, and add to your hand. If it's destroyed, sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 level 3 lower Yugioh monster in your graveyard, but summon it. You're never going to do that effect, but it's part of searching in case you need to. So in case you don't open up Harvester, this get you Harvester. If you can get another card to a special summon, you still have combo. 1 copy of Infinitrack River Stormer. River Stormer, really good card. Of course, level 5s. It will be probably your second or third Xyz you make, depending. It'll actually be one of your second earliest cards. So you get the extra material. So actually, first I should mention all the Infinitrack Xyz monsters have the effect, if it destroys a monster by battle, it attaches it as material. So it doesn't get over some weird effect where you have to destroy something. And then you can get extra material. You search for 1 Earth Machine monster. You either add it to your hand or send it to the graveyard. It's not bad. It's pretty good for that effect. You want to use the search most times. And then if it's in your graveyard, you can target a Link monster, Machine Earth Link monster you control, tribute it, special summon this back. Remember how Link Platinum Gadget can be used as a Link material? This is how you get around it. 1 copy of Earth Slicer requires 2 level 9 monsters of this, so Harvester and Fortress makes this. When this card supports opponent's monster by battle, attach. You can detach any number of materials from the card to target that many cards on the field, destroy them. Pretty good. And then same thing, target Link monster, try to summon it out. So this thing can come back, also recurs itself pretty easily. 1 copy of Sky Palace Gangaradai. I will put the straight up here. This is supposed to be something else, but I don't have it. I don't know where I put the card. That's why I don't have it at the moment. But you detach 1 material from the card, then target 1 card opponent controls, destroy the target, and if you do, inflict 1,000 damage. You can't attack the turn you use this effect, but fine. So this with Dairy Crane, you pop 2 for burning for 1,000. So that's pretty good, honestly. And then fine, and our 2, 1 copy of Gustav Max and 1 copy of Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Super Dora. This I would play 2 of. I would replace the Gangaradai for this, but I don't have it. I didn't have a second one. So Gustav, burn for 2k, good in time, and actually won me a game 2 weeks ago against Numeron. So they got down to 600 life points. They couldn't do anything. They went Avramax. I drew Regulus, and I had Regulus in hand, and I had Harvester. So I know someone. I went activate Regulus, press someone out. Go Harvester search. They did Ashed Harvester, so I didn't get the search, but I saw the effect to target. Make them both level 10. Make this burn for 2k, and then for a certain play we'll do in a second, this is really good. And then Super Dreadnought Rocket and Super Dora. You can detach the material either player's turn. Target 1 face of monster on the field. The target unaffected by card effects except its own effects until the end of the turn. Making him immune to anything is pretty good. Except being tributed. That kind of sucks. 1 copy of Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Juggernaut Levy. You put this on top of any rank 10 machine monster you control. As materials. Transfer materials over. So there you go. And then transfer materials over. You can detach the material, gain 2,000 attack points on a 4,000 body. Holy damn. Attack and defense. And then you can detach as many 1 material from the card, gain 2,000. And then for the rest of the turns, you can attack with this card, only attack with it. During each battle phase, it can attack monster your opponent controls, material +1. So it's at 6,000, so it's attacking multiple times. And let me tell you this right now, there have been many cases where I make this pop for 2,000, go into this, and attack directly for the 8 game right there. That's happened a lot more often than you think it would. In fact, the game, same player actually. I used the effect because they had a back row only. Used the effect, pop the back row. Burn 2,000, Dairy Crane was the one I detached. Pop for 2,000, pop the back row. They chained Dairy Crane. They chained Callbot, which is their only back row. I'm like, so that was your only back row? Like, yeah, okay. Levy, 6,000 directly. Gamu. And then finally, our last Xyz monster, which you saw at the front of the card earlier, you know what it is. 1 copy of Divine Arsenal AA Zeus. I don't need to talk about Zeus. I love Zeus. Anyone who knows me knows I love this card. Unfortunately, with Typhon being a card, this card is not as good to go into. In fact, Typhon really single-handedly counters the deck because they can't get their effects. But it's okay. We play Skill Drain, so Typhon really can't do anything to us either. So, oh yeah, Zeus. You can, if an Xyz monster battles, you can attach. You can rank up over any Xyz monster, and then do 2,000. Then deal. Then you can detach 2 materials from the card, send everything else to the grave, and then if a card on your field is destroyed by battle card effect, attach a material from either your deck or extra deck. Good card. Very good card. Don't need to say more about Zeus that way. Yeah, having ability to have a Zeus like 4 or 5 materials is what we do. Oh, I should know this, and you should know this too. Yes, it just says an Xyz monster has a battle. Does not say it has to be your Xyz monster. So if you attack into something and there's an Xyz monster on the field, you attack into it. The Xyz monster did battle, so you can then Xyz later in the turn. Go Zeus. Alright, our side deck is 3 copies of Nibiru, the Primal Being. This has only come up a few times, and honestly, it didn't really hurt that much. It hurts us getting a link token, but this on the field, because you can send things, so if you go Anger Knuckle, you can send the token. You can send this to the grave. So it doesn't hurt that much. 2 copies of Lightning Storm. Yeah, we side deck this in a lot. It's how we go to back row, and it's a good card. The last copy of Triple Tactics. This doesn't come in that often, but I wasn't sure what else to put. Triple copy of Dimensional Barrier. You know, for Vanadium, certain other matchups. Forgot to show this earlier, but 3 copies of Droplets. We are more or less an OTK deck, so Droplets does kind of suck. Being able to only give your opponent have, but it is its help. Especially going Libby, being able to attack over little guys is pretty good. And then finally, 3 copies of Evenly Matched. Again, we lose our battle phase, so we want to make a board. So, guys, that was my Earth Machine Toolbox deck that I've played 2 weeks and haven't gotten 6th and 3rd or 4th with, so we're steadily improving. It's not like I think I might play Plunders this weekend. I don't know yet. I'm still debating, but there you go, guys. This is the deck. Let you know what you guys think, what additions or subtractions we can make. Yeah, and let me know if you're an Earth Machine player too. Love to hear your guys' opinion on that. But anyway, with all that being said, and of course, without further ado, this has been Michael of the Golden State Kings, your resident thick boy. Thank you for watching, and hope you all have a good one. See ya.